Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LPL 2025 Split 1.
Dive. Can look to flash jump Jang here. There's the wave. Dracan steps away. Knock up. Comes on through with the ult. Repudiate is decent, but not enough. Much clear to dive. Harry's donated the kill. Skill shots this game, not gonna lie to you all. Grub's up, but hung down on half HP. Could be in a spot of bother. And the Callista and the Misfortune in the 1v1. That the Misfortune is losing right now. Should mean Ultra Prime in a better spot here. Grub number 1 secured with the smite. Jang and Harry trading for wave control. That Harry wins, at least early. Saber looking for a potential ult angle. Pull away from the Grubs are Ultra Prime. Will not have smite up for the second one. So the second one comes on through. Moam crashes down over the wall. Can't quite find it. On the other side, public execution onto Hang. Means there's nowhere for that Poppy to go. Actually, I take that back. Hang on. How did Ejang go down? That's a bad sign. You went looking for that play yourself. That was the public execution on your side. I was like, that's cool. You got the pick off, though. Big stun into the wall means Poppy gets away with it. Pop blossom afterwards. At least allows the turnaround. It's now Harry. Gonna be in danger themselves. Finally goes down. Ends up being a 2-for-1. And the Ejang sacrifice. Be clean. Some of the decision making here hasn't been exactly stellar. And the game remains 100 gold apart. Oh, Harry, you need to be very wary. As in comes the ball. That'll be a permafrost stun. And you've got Ambessa. Nowhere really to run. Getting on top of the Jace means nowhere really for him to go once he's beyond. Can jump to you, but that's about it. Can't knock you back and get towards the turret. So, can definitely look to get a lot of work here. Gonna try and race for top turret. Or first turret. As Starry and Moam will attempt to return the favor over there. Poppy's going to be there too. Half the HP, but they didn't have the wave as yet. I think with the wave crashing bot, Demolish should still mean that OMG get this one first, and they do so. They will get that turret mark for the feat of Martial Mastery. A couple seconds behind are Wacko and Rosie Love, so the gold will remain even enough still, obviously. But that additional advantage of the first turret toward that feat of Martial. Feat of quite nice. That's an additional marker of how well you're doing in a game. Linfong. With Heng over here. Thinking about a Hex Flash. John Howe needs to be very wary. Gets knocked up by the Keeper's Verdict. Saber tries to keep people alive, but the Misfortune will bullet time. Secure the kill. Linfong ults. 4 people turn up as the Herald is spawning. And ensure that a sad time is had by the jungler. That's for Ultra Prime. Not really in a position to cross map there. Saber was around. Not really able to do all that much. Mid lane. Wave shoved out. That's about it. Ejang gets the bot lane shoved all the way up towards that tier 2. Means that they can potentially come fight in a 4v4 regardless. Moam will re-engage. Decent shove back from the Pop Blossom. Puts people into a sticky spot, but Saber immediately dies. It's a 1-for-1 right now. Wacko gets one. Linfong gets another. In comes a teleport though from Harry again to the back line. Where is this Sejuani? Not quite respawned yet. Shove onto the wall as Wacko stunned up by the charm. Nowhere for the Callista to go. And Ultra Prime tried to play a 4v4 fight. But Harry gets there faster, and Saber bluntly ends up really deep in the back of the pit. And just a spot lane should still end up being a trade for turrets as Ultra Prime are on the other side. Saber will get that one, who had a bit of an unfortunate fight there. Ended up very deep, and Moam was very swift to punish on that realm. Nice engage from him. And game remains within touching distance for Ultra Prime, but of course, Those kills going on over. The CS lead's beginning to build in particularly places like top and mid. Proving a little bit problematic right now. Hell, there's misfortunes ahead of the Kalista, and that's not good news. Kalista obligates you to get a lot of value early, and you have, in fairness, got a lot of objectives. Kalista has gotten involved. Starry just on the other side of it. They can still look to punish Moam. Continue to play this one out. Marco can't get over their own wall, but they still will get that kill, and a little bit of an assist goes on over regardless. Pick up the kill onto the Rel. Can look to try and trade this one out. A couple of ultimates were burned there, but remember, you still got the Fate's Call, still got the Pop Blossom. So still a very diveable turret. MF looking to ult to clear the way, but it won't kill the Herald. I mean, you're not going to have, known him for many years at this point, been winding him up for a long, long, long time. And he puts up with me on cast occasionally. And now we look towards a bit of play towards this mid tier 1. Ultra Prime looking to make sure that OMG can't come over here super freely. It's the clone from Nico that steps up forwards. Dragon would be sole point for Ultra Prime, and that would be a win comp. Some champions here who would love that additional move speed on ult. It's pretty good for Kalista. It's pretty good for Talia. Sejuani loves it. And Bessa screaming with joy. Teleport top, because Khan is the other option. Kalista left to solo out the sole point. But it means it's going to be a 4v4 here. Ari coming on over to make it an uneven fight, though. Wako just not coming. Are they just giving this up? They are. They say, well, we're just not going to fight the Atakan. Sole point is a worthy enough trade for us. Don't want to play it. They teleport for that, too. I don't know, Ultra Prime. Dangerous call. Withdrawals available. As Rosie, how did you end up there? Fate's called out. Stays alive, but that was a bit of a bizarre moment. Now OMG got themselves a gold lead. Got themselves Shadow Flame completed on the RE. The Essence Reaver completed on the Misfortune. You are hit a pretty good spot in this game. Do a lot of work. Knocked it away. The wave's still cleared. Glacier Prison burned as well, but ult for ult is fine. And again, if Ultra Prime just hold on to their turrets, they're kind of fine with this. That's the plan. Try not to give up all that much. Mid lane tier 1, I think, is probably a foregone conclusion here. Should be. Maybe a Weaver's Wall might be used to deny a wave at some point. I think you're better off saving that for tier 2 here. Get a little bit ugly because I'm looking at Starry and Moam with the big ult. Those are really all that's remaining. Fate's Call, only major ult Ultra Prime have. Charm lands, but it's onto the Sejuani, who will Arctic Assault away. Can't be slowed, of course. It means when you're hit by the charm, you're careening into the enemy team at Mach 5. Bullet time! Nice. We said there was a big ult available. There's the Magna Storm afterwards. Moam comes re-engaging. Linfong has got the ultimate back. Will lead to the death of Wako. Continuing to ult on forward. Another charm lands. And that means everybody's going to die from Ultra Prime. They wanted to fight for that dragon. They did not have the tools to do for it. OMG will break the soul stack. Will get themselves up to a 5,000 gold lead. Ari donated a lot of the gold out of that fight. By the book already. Baron now going to be on the table. Well, that last Baron play was going to be a bit ugly. Looked like an even enough trade, but the problem is on the other side of it. They went looking for more at Ultra Prime and didn't find it, and that's been a bit of a story of this one. Ultra Prime looking for more, not finding it, being punished a few times. The greatest of scaling options. And they'll finally be able to start charging onto these tier 2s, no OMG. We wonder whether they might just be that slightly better team, and it does feel like they've been a little bit more collected around these objectives. With the exception of a couple of those early grub fights, which were a little bit questionable. The mid-game has been significantly better from OMG. More farm as well came on over to give additional advantages. Ultra Prime, though, looking to potentially find an engage. They're going to almost have to at some point, otherwise the gold is going to get so obnoxiously large. There'll be no way to play. The denial, right? With that Poppy, with the fact that a lot of these champions can run away quite fast. Namely the Ahri, of course. And the Jace tanky enough to, as well to get through enough of his rotation to get outside. Decent ult though into the Weaver's Warbeams hang. With no flash, will likely die here. But no, the Keeper's Verdict comes on through. The Pop Blossom, though, is solid, but Linfong can look to re-engage. And Ultra Prime fumble a pick again. Cannot secure this Poppy. How many times has it happened now that Hung has got out alive? And Wacko dies. Oh, frustration for Ultra Prime. Cannot find the picks that they are set up to do. Startup looks alright. Okay, we've hit someone with an ult. Cool, we're coming on in. We haven't killed them. What do you mean we haven't killed them? Oh no. And suddenly a re-engage starts coming on through. Oh no, we got hit by a Poppy ult. Oops. And that's a bit of a frustrating point. OMG. Reading what Ultra Prime want to do in these fights very well. Countering it. And Ultra Prime, you just need to be a little bit more sharp on the trigger pulls. If you're going to get the pick, you can't get hit by the Poppy ult. Not like that. 3 players disappearing in a matter of moments when you're looking to get that pick. Very frustrating. Starry now at 3 items on this Misfortune. Those bullet times are going to hit like a truck. Engage for Moam. Tower diving. At this point, I don't think they care all that much. John Haugen. Dragon number 2. Every inhibitor down. Ultra Prime. From the Ultra Prime Academy team. Rosie Love and Saber. Both had solid enough showings. I think Rosie Love for me was probably a slightly better showing than John Howe. But again, team very up and down. Kellen as an AD carry was who Rosie Love looked best with. That was a veteran, right? And then you're looking at Wacko as your most senior player. Pretty rough. Not an easy time. Hung gets a knockout on the front line. Flash away from Wacko. And it just feels like at this point Ultra Prime cannot find an angle. Flash into the charm. The Pop Blast was going to come on through, but it's too little too late. How do you play the game from this point? No one can survive the Wombo combo. Your early game comp does not early game. And OMG will make sure this game ends in the blink of an eye. 33 minutes on the clock. A fully stacked book. Lunfong on the Ahri having a good old time. And the Poppy just too obnoxious. How many failed picks was it in the end? 4, 5?